Hi everyone, you're back at FABWORX. Today we've got the brand new Ford Transit Custom 2024. Today we're going to be showing you how to install our RS system, which is our sliding bed system. Today we're going to be putting a full width bed into this. I want to show you the process from start to finish if you want to follow us in. Right everyone, this is a short wheelbase version, brand new. As you can see, we've took out bulkhead and the plastic tray for the flooring, all one piece. What you will notice in these brand new Transits is the floor has no anchor point. Sometimes you have D shackles to latch things down to. This floor has got none. It does have a few on the corner, on the pillars. We have removed them because you've got to remove them to get the floor tray out. Then we've put some 5mm self-adhesive sound deadening down, just for when our floor pan does sit on here, there's no metal on metal connection. The next process, we're going to slide the floor pan in and just show you how to measure up and square off before we'll then lift the bed in for final fit, and then we'll move on to the drilling process. So this is a 2-person lift, straight in the back of the van. Place it down. Paul's going to jump in now just to get the front end. And that's roughly going to fit around about there. And now we're going to get the bed in just to get everything lined up, make sure it slides past the sliding door fine, and then we'll look at mounting points underneath. Just before we get everything lined up, I just want to talk about the carts that are built in. This is what the bed will slide up and down on. Each side there's 2 inspection covers, which you can lift off. They'll be supplied with these brushed stainless steel covers as well, and inspection covers. You can use these or you can just have the black finish. The choice is up to you. These will just require sticking on because there's some self-adhesive tape on the backs of them. Once everything's fitted in, you're happy with it. Roller skate back or the cart back, that'll lift out. Now if you ever want to have your van back or vehicle back as a van, you can remove the bed and slide these carts out to give you a flat floor again. But the build up to that is a washer, a bush. It'll then go in at an angle and then it'll find its way down into there and then just bolt back on the inspection cover. This also helps as well if you've got any debris down in the channels. You can hoover it out or you can get an airline and blow it out the back as well, and then that just gets tightened back up. This will come fitted with these already in, so you just put the whole unit in and then sit the bed on top. We're going to move on to how to lift the bed in and also bolt the bed down in our next step. Right, we've now lifted the bed in. As you can see under here, we've used a little bit of wood just to keep it off, because you're going to need a gap just to line the cart up. So we'll do this side first. We get one nut on one side first, like that. On this side, we'll do the same on this side. Just down and that's it. Just a couple of thread, that's all we need. That's the back 2. Now we're going to move around onto the front. So before we move around to put the front cart on, we're going to snip the 2 cable ties we've used to keep the bed down. You see that in our static bed installation video. We'll lie the bed flat and we use cable ties just to keep it down, because if not, the gas spring will want the bed to come back up to a seat. So Paul just removed them now. I'm going to move around the front and then show the connection of the 2 front carts, and then we'll put all the washers and bolts on, and then we'll start the lining process. And then same as what we've just done at the back there, washer, M10 lock nut, 8 of these in total. These will get nipped up to around 15 Newton meters at the end, but once we get these on, we'll start lining everything up, making sure the bed passes the sliding door and returns to the back door correctly and is all square up and straight. So now we've got the 8 M10 lock nuts and washers fitted across the base. We're now going to drop the 4 locking plunges in, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Once them 4 in, that's the bed locked in place. We're then going to look down the side here. This base should be parallel and true all the way down on the rail. As you can see there, we're just about there. We'll just give it a little twist. I'm happy with that. And then what we're going to do is small torque wrench. You can get these off Amazon. Set to 15 Newton meters. Torque these down. If you over tighten these, the bed will bind up. If they're not tight enough, you will have excessive movement on the bed. 15 Newton meters is the sweet spot, as we'll call it. Just like that, and then we'll finish them off, black caps. As I said in the other video, remove the bed, remove the 8 M10 lock nuts, lift the bed out in reverse way of what we've just put it in. Take off your inspection covers, slide your carts out, put your inspection covers back on. That'll give you a full flat van floor without anything sticking up to cause any damages or snags. We've now got everything lined up in the vehicle. What you want to be doing is making sure you've got a parallel measurement off your wheel arch, so that it's a nice equal gap. With this being a full width bed, it sits in the centre of the van, so each gap on each side of the wheel arch should be the same measurement. What you will have noticed is we've now slid this floor pan all the way forward. This is because this van is going to have a slide pod fitted at the rear, so it'll have its kitchen at the rear of the vehicle, seat and bed towards the front. Normally you would bring the floor pan to the back door, slide the bed up, so this cushion is roughly between 10 to 25 mil off the back door, so you would shut the back door. The back cushion would finish around 10 mil off here, but normally that's the normal fitting procedure. But with this having a slide pod in, we need roughly 700 mil gap from the back door to the back of the seat, so that's why I've pushed everything forward. Same principle for fitting, just make sure everything is lined up nice and parallel, even gaps. And the next stage is we're going to drill these 2 back holes, get it bolted down just to keep everything in position, because with drilling various holes, if you have a look underneath, we have got the holes marked with green tape. These are the points we're going to pick up on, but we want to get it mounted and secured first. Just when we're drilling more holes, we don't want something to move and become out of square. So the next stage is drilling the holes, getting the bolts on, and it's the same procedure as the static bed on the fitting plates. They all go together the same way. We will run through that quickly once we've got the holes drilled and all the swarf hoovered up. Just before you do start drilling, make sure you have removed your spare wheel from underneath the vehicle if it's got one. As you can see here, the transit's on a lowering cable. VWs have a underslung harness. Make sure you've removed the spare wheel, cleared the way just in case the drill bit does go through. We don't want you puncturing any tyres. So on this install, because we've moved the floor pan all the way at the front, we're going to use this factory hole. The measurement from the back of the floor pan to that is roughly 363. Now if you're fitting this in the normal position further to the back door, that measurement will be roughly 135, 140, just as a reference point. Right, so we've got the fitting plates out and the bolts. These are the 2 bolts and washers that's going to pass through the inside of the vehicle to the outside. Stainless steel fitting plates are underneath, 2 washers and 2 lock nuts. I'll just pass these over to Paul. Right, we'll just drop them bolts in now. Paul's going to put the underfloor plates on with the washer and the lock nut. We'll then pass the camera under just so you can see how they're sitting. And then we're just going to follow this process out with all the holes that we've marked up with a green tape. Once that's complete, we'll come back to you and just go through the final parts of the fitting process. Right, so we've just nipped them 2 bolts up now at the back of the floor pan. We're just passing the camera through just so you can see underneath the floor plates fitted and tightened up. This is going to keep everything lined up when we go and drill the rest of the holes along the floor pan. Hi everyone, we're back now. It's been the weekend, and as the eagle-eyed viewers will see, we've made some changes here. So we've tightened the back bolts down. We've got the 2 centre fixings here which go through the chassis member. Fixing over in that corner. 2 fixings here, that's a nut and bolt, and that is fitted with a riv nut just to take the flex out the plate. We've made an extension on this plate, so to make it easy for alignment, on a full width system, you want to be bringing this plate to the step nice and parallel. That'll get it centralised for your full width. And as you can see here, which is etched in, if you cut along that line and then remove this part and bring this line to the step, that'll line it up for your IMEX 1120 and 1300 width beds. Once we've tightened everything up, checked the bolts and plates underneath, we've then brought the spare wheel back up and then just over checked the bolts and nuts on the base to torque them back up to 15 Newton meters. And then just done a test run up and down a few times to make sure the locking pins lock in nice and equally all 4. And that's it, completed. Should take you roughly an hour and a half from start to finish. You'll have a rail system fitted. It's the quickest and easiest rail system to our knowledge to fit in the world, and then hopefully we'll be lining these up and putting them all into the new T7s and Transits from 2024 onwards. Thank you very much for watching this demonstration on how to fit a rail system. We'll speak to you soon.